And welcome to another Hollie Hotspurs Live. It's great to be here today because we've actually won a game, which is a miracle in the Premier League. And today I'm joined with two great guests. First of all, I'm joined with Antony Costa. You might have seen him about singing all things at the moment, but hopefully he'll be singing Tottenham today. So how are you, Antony Costa?
I'm really good, Hollie. I'm really good. Nice to be on the show, obviously, with my good mate Chris there. Really good day all round. Today we launched our clubhouse Last Word on Spurs with me co-presenting as well. So that's every match game before the game, an hour before kick-off. We talk about team news, formations, etc., etc. And obviously we do a quick half-time talk as well. So, yeah, get involved if you want to come on. And, let's create a big Spurs family. But, yeah, coming on to the win, great 4-0, clean sheet. Bale, unbelievable again. So I'm buzzing.
It's great, isn't it? The sun's shining as well. We're living life. And I'm also joined with Chris. How are you today?
Very good, Hollie. Very good after that win. It's exactly what we needed. After losing 5 out of our last 6 Premier League games, we needed the 3 points today. And, topped off by a fantastic performance. And, Gareth Bale, we've got the Gareth Bale that we thought that we signed at the start of the season. So absolutely delighted after today.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And I think normally I go into like the starting lineup, but I think today we've just got to start with Bale. I think he was phenomenal. We've all kind of waited for him to actually start showing himself again. And I think today was really a sentiment to that. So Costa, what did you make of Gareth Bale today?
I thought he deserved his place from obviously playing fantastic the other night and obviously against West Ham when he come on. So he's getting better and better. And I'm so pleased that he's managed to hopefully cement a starting place in the first 11, and he deserves it because it's shown today that you give him the ball, he's going to make something happen, whether it's an assist or even putting the ball in the back of the net. So yeah, he deserves it. We've got 13 games left plus a final in the Europa. There's a lot of games to be played. Fingers crossed, and he's part of it.
That's the thing. I think now is the time he really needs to push on. And I think we're quite lucky in the sense that he's actually managing to do it at the crucial time that we need him. So, Chris, I just want to point out, obviously, his first goal was incredible. I think his second was even better. So what did you make of his contributions today?
Unbelievable. This is exactly what we've wanted to see from him all season. I know we've got to February now, but this is a vital part of the season, as you've said. We needed the win. We need to start grinding results out. And, the way that we won today was exceptional. And he was at the heart of most of it. He's making goals now. He's scoring goals and he's looking like he's enjoying football again. And that's the most important thing. He's looking like he wants to be there. He's looking like he's enjoying it. And when you see that starting 11, come out, and you're seeing now Gareth Bale, Heung-min, Son, Harry Kane, that forward line is just exceptional. He looks so much more sharper. He's just getting involved in everything, and that is a really, really pleasing thing to see now. And Tottenham, after today's victory, it's all about this following week. Getting the win against Fulham and getting the win against Crystal Palace, because dare I say it, and dare I mention the top 4, we're now only 6 points away from the top 4. And, players like Gareth Bale have been brought to Tottenham to win us trophies, to help us get over that line and help us get a good league position. And, it's really, really pleasing to see Gareth Bale back to his best.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like sorry, Hollie. It's like Mourinho's known about all this, that he's going to hopefully try come good, but at the business end of the season, because imagine if he would have started so well against his first game at West Ham and he was going on this amazing run, and then all of a sudden, God forbid, had an injury and he was out for the rest of the season at this time, a crucial part of the season. So it's crazy, isn't it, how football is and what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? Because you think to yourself, if he would have kicked on from the minute he started, would he have burnt himself out this time of this part of the season? So listen, I'm not arguing. I'm not getting upset. I'm loving what I'm seeing today, and long may it continue.
Exactly. I think this is the turning point as well. Maybe Jose's known this all along, and although us fans have been crying out to see Bale, I think we've been patient enough and it's actually paying off now. I think that's the main thing to take from today. And also the fact that, like we said, I'm glad you mentioned it, Chris, because there's been a lot of talk about top 4 at the moment and whether we're just creeping away from it. But the fact, I think today was such an important game. And I know someone in the chat said, I know it's only Burnley, but I think we played the likes of only Brighton and didn't manage to get those points. So I think today was a massive game. And going on from that, obviously, we did see Dele towards the end of the game. I feel like Bale and Dele are kind of going on the same path in the sense that now is the time they need to start shining. So, Chris, I want to come to you. Obviously, we didn't see Dele start, which I think, it was either going to be Bale or Dele, I feel. And I think Dele coming on today actually showed something that we haven't quite seen in recent weeks. So what do you make of Dele so far?
I'm really pleased, in particular, the European game against Wolfsburg Wednesday night, the kind of game that Dele Alli had, showing all of us that, what he used to play like and what we can expect from him in the future. He's got so much more to give at Tottenham, and I'm so glad that Jose Mourinho has brought him back into the frame. And when you think as well, we've got Giovanni Lo Celso now to come back into the squad as well in the next couple of weeks. Our bench could look very, very strong. I always felt that Dele Alli would be on the bench today, and Gareth Bale would start. And I'm so glad that Jose Mourinho chose that, because I think that Dele Alli's got a lot more work to do before he starts getting in the starting 11 in the Premier League. But it's great steps. We're going in the right direction. Yes, a lot of fans will say, yeah, but it was only Wolfsburg on Wednesday night. It's only Burnley today. But you've rightly said, Hollie, there are a lot of teams that we haven't got past when you say it's only them, it's only them. And we've failed and we've struggled. But today it was all about starting off well, and we did exactly that. Gareth Bale putting in the ball in the net, under 2 minutes, and it was a fantastic start from Spurs. And we've struggled in recent weeks starting matches, and that was what it was about. It was a good start. But with Dele Alli, I'm absolutely delighted as a Tottenham Hotspur fan to see Dele Alli back in the form he is.
Yeah,
also, this Burnley team beat Liverpool, so let's have it right. So yeah. It could have been a difficult game, as Chris said. You've got to play what's in front of you, and rightly so.
Exactly, and I think it was just nice, like Chris mentioned, that we actually came out with some hunger today. I think there's been too many games where we've decided to start on the back front, and whether they've been told to do that or not, I feel like today they've actually come out and been like, right, we need to prove a point today. And I think that just kind of built on from the Wolfsburg game. And now, Costa, I want to come to you because I want to talk obviously about this defence. It'd be wrong for me not to talk about it, considering it's been a lot of our problems in recent weeks. But today I feel like there was a change. Obviously, we saw the likes of Reguilon, Sergio Aurier and Toby in there, and Sanchez. And for me, I thought Sanchez played okay. So I want to come to you on the likes of Sanchez today, Antony Costa. I know he's probably not the best player, but I think he played all right today.
He only played well. He did all right because of Toby next to him. That's all it is. You've got an old head next to you. You can read the game. You can see him shouting at him. Get back. Watch. So he's still learning as well with Sanchez. And he's been in the Premier League nearly, 3.5 years. So is he a consistent player? Of course he isn't. But he did all right today. Listen, give credit where it's due. Hats off to you, mate. You did well. No mistakes. And, yeah, we got the clean sheet. So that's it.
I'm glad you've picked up on Toby as well, because this is the thing that's been really great in my gears at the moment. We know that Toby's probably our best commanding centre-back at the back, and I feel like he's been left out in too many games. So, Chris, I want to come to you. Is it vital that we have the likes of Toby in there, no matter who he's with? I know he's old and things like that, and he might not be able to play every game, but I think today kind of shows that if he plays and he has someone under his wing like Sanchez, it will work.
We've had this debate many times on my YouTube channel about who is Tottenham's best defender. And most fans say it is Toby Alderweireld. And I completely go with that. Toby is without doubt our best defender at the club. And I think that in most games or important games, you need to be putting Toby Alderweireld in there, purely for his experience and his presence. And Anthony's absolutely right. When a defender is playing alongside Toby Alderweireld, I think that they can learn a whole lot more. And I certainly feel that little bit more confident with him in that back line. The back four has changed so much in this Premier League season so far, because either Jose Mourinho don't trust them, or we've had injuries, or whatever the reason. But for me, Toby Alderweireld, when you can use him, put him there, because he is without doubt our best defender at the club.
Yeah, without doubt. And it's funny that we can all see this, and Jose, I think, at times can't. But I also like to think the fact that I don't think none of us kind of know our best back four at the moment. I think now's the only real time that we're actually seeing it, because we've got the likes of Reguilon back from fitness. Sergio Aurier seems back to fitness. And that's another thing I want to highlight as well. I think in recent times, Jose Mourinho, for me, has maybe made the wrong subs at times. But I think today was the first time I sat there and thought, actually, mate, I think you've done a good job at rotating this team today. Because, Antony Costa, I'll come to you, because I feel like Lucas Moura had a good game today. There was at times when I thought to myself, you need to be doing better there, mate. But I think it was right to bring him off at the time he did. And that's the first time I've seen today Jose Mourinho be like, right, I need to drag him off. So what are your take on Lucas Moura?
He's a weird one for me because he'll have one absolute spectacular game and you're like, wow, this geezer's amazing. Then he'll have 5 or 6 poor games. He's too inconsistent for me. He's too inconsistent. Yeah, I get why he played today because, he's been doing all right and he's maybe in his best run of his Spurs career. But I'm sorry, that one-on-one, he just misses too many chances than the ones he takes. And I know he scored and he took it well, but you still missed loads. So, 18 shots on target, for example, he's only going to score 1. And that 1 might matter, of course, but if we would have gone on to lose that today, you look at the negatives on that. So does Moura always start for me? Not really, but, I don't get paid X amount of millions to pick the team.
That's the thing. I think the funny thing I took from today was that the goal he actually scored was probably his hardest chance. The way he had to bring that touchdown from the regular cross, spin and score, whereas the other ones, you think to yourself, you could have buried that, mate.
He's one-on-one. He's one-on-one. Just knock it. Just go past the keeper. But he just wants the complicated thing all the time.
Do you know, Hollie? Lucas Moura has played 93 games in the Premier League for Spurs. He's only assisted 6 times. That is a poor record for someone,
terrible.
In his position. So he should be, providing a lot more. He scored 17 goals and 6 assists. But I am a big fan of Lucas Moura. I think that he does give 100%. But is that enough? His work ethic is fantastic. But it's about having the end product, like Antony says. 6 assists in 93 games is way below average.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know whether it's because Jose likes him, the fact that he'll give his all and trap back. I don't know whether that's something that maybe Bergwijn doesn't really have in his locker. I don't really know. It's a strange one. And like you said, he's so inconsistent. That's the thing. Like today, how can you score a goal like that but not be able to bury one that's probably your easiest chance you're going to get all day? Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Would you trust him if we got a penalty shootout and him to take the last penalty to win it? Do you see what I'm saying?
No.
I think he's one of them players that, as I said, will have absolute one amazing game. And obviously everyone talks about the semi-final. But again, you're just like, you're not consistent enough. You're like Lamella, You're like
we're too sentimental about that semi-final, Anthony, aren't we?
No, you are. I'm not. I've forgotten about it, Sam.
Been gone, dusted. But yeah, no, I totally agree with what you guys are saying. I think it's true. I think Lucas Moura does kind of ride somewhat on that kind of league, in the Champions League, what he had last year. And he's not really performing at the Premier League standard. And it is sad to see because, like you said, he's got glimpses of it. And then it runs for a little bit and then it stops and it's just nothing again. So it is hard to see. But obviously, we got that win today. It was nice to see. I mean, the only other sub, I think someone's mentioned it already about maybe not bringing Vinny on. That was the only kind of sub that he didn't really see. Maybe taking. Yeah. Is that something you kind of agree with?
I just can't see him getting a game in the Premier League at the moment. Not the way we played today or anything else. I just think he's Europa League at best at the moment. So you just got to play him in that. Unless one of the lads gets an injury, which I'm prone, obviously it doesn't happen. But I can't see Vinicius coming on as much as we thought because we're 4-0 up. 10 minutes to go. Give him 10 minutes. What's the worst he can do? But I just don't think Mourinho rates him that much.
No, it's like he doesn't almost trust him again. I feel like he would rather keep the likes of Kane and Sonny on to, I don't know, it just seems like he wants to keep them on, not give Vinny a chance. And that's another thing I want to point out today. I feel like today was a lot easier to watch because we only really had the dead wood, so to speak, of both Lucas and Sanchez. I feel like every other position was well, pointed out. I think the fact that we didn't see the likes of Winks behind me, the fact we only saw Sissoko towards the end, I feel like that today made a massive improvement. So, Chris, I want to come to you. Do you feel like this is the time to really start kicking on? And do you think Jose's mainly realised now who is players that he needs to leave off are for big games?
Yeah, I think that's probably Tottenham's best 11, actually, the 11 that you went with today. And we have to kick on. Today was absolutely vital. Today was absolutely vital that we got the 3 points, and it put things into perspective now. When you look at the Premier League table, and we're only 6 points away from top 4, which looked very, very bleak last week. And then when you've got games coming up, Fulham away on Thursday, Crystal Palace at home on Sunday. You look at these games and you're thinking, these are winnable games. I know all of us Spurs fans think, oh, these are winnable games, and then it doesn't quite materialise and we don't quite get the results. But we have to start grinding these results out now. We have to, even if we want a Europa League place for next season. I know we're pinning all our hopes on winning the League Cup or going all the way to the final of the Europa League. But league competition, you need to start grinding these results out. And it is a very, very big week, despite today's result against Burnley. This week is a very, very big week for Spurs because those games against Fulham and Palace are absolute must-wins.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't be having them lot down the road who are supposedly having their worst season ever. Yeah. Being a point behind us and stuff. And this is what I mean. I'll come to. You're going to think I'm being stupid, but I get fed up with. Some fans, they tweet mind the gaps and watch yourself now, Arsenal, and we're the best team in North London because we are. I'm not disputing that, but we got to concentrate on ourselves now. I don't want to be seeing no stats about this manager hasn't won against Mourinho for 15 years and then all that because it comes back and bites us on the backside. Let's concentrate on us, as Chris said. These next two games are very, very vital before we go on to play them in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think today, we've all kind of said today was poignant. If we didn't win today, I feel like maybe top four was off the cards. But like you said, Chris, it's not just today's game, it's the game against Fulham, which is something I want to highlight on. Obviously, today we managed to see the likes of Bale again. And I hope because Bale came off so early, do you think we'll see him starting again against Fulham? Or do you think he'll rotate it and maybe start Dele?
Has to.
I think that it's great that we have those options. I really do. And I think that whatever player he does play and whatever player is on the bench, we have those options. And that's what's great about it because, Gareth Bale has missed most of the season and, same as Dele Alli. And, it's about having these players and about having these options available now. And in the next few weeks, as I said earlier, Giovanni Lo Celso will be there as well. So, to have these options in Premier League games against these teams that are struggling, like Fulham in the bottom three, you have to go there with confidence and you have to go there, whoever's playing, Dele Alli or Gareth Bale. But personally, I think that Gareth Bale will start again, and I hope he does because he's in fine form. He's on fire. A couple of goals today and assists. We've seen what he can do in the last couple of weeks. And when Gareth Bale is in this form, I think that you have to, have him continue that, play him again, because while a player like that is in his form and it's all about confidence and he struggles with confidence at times and while he's confident, put him in there.
I mean, it's like the likes of what Harry Redknapp said a few weeks ago when he didn't see him. It's all about confidence, like you've highlighted, and maybe now this is time for Jose to be like, right, I need to carry on pushing him playing, because like you said, we can't keep a player like that on the bench when he's in such form. And that's why I want to come to you, Costa. I mean, do you feel the same sentiment? Do you think Bale will start against Fulham?
I don't think he will. I think he has to. I can't be having Bale coming on at 70 minutes and we're chasing the game. For example, we're 1-0 down. I don't think it'll happen, but he has to play. Let's go 1 or 2 goals up and then we can take him off and bring on the people that need to come on. But I don't want to be seeing Lamela, Moura, and Burnley or one of them three starting. I don't think they're good enough at the moment. I want to see Bale, Son, Kane, because you can see Kane just lifted himself today. Son missed a couple of sitters. Son missed a couple of chances. Let's have it right as well. Sometimes I think Son gets away with it too much because of the other stuff he does in terms of scoring. But we could have had 3 today, Son. Two at least. So he does miss a lot of opportunities as well. I know I've been a bit harsh on Moura because of his misses, but Son does.
If you think as well how many opportunities we had, the game could have ended 7-8-0.
Yeah, it could have done.
100%.
And I think today, like you've touched on, because I think we saw something different in Kane today. He felt more confident in the sense I've seen him shoot in spaces that I thought he'd actually managed to score today. I mean, in recent games, we've seen him just try and pull the trigger because he's so desperate to try and score. Whereas today, I think he took his time more and decided I'm actually going to have a shot here rather than just hitting and hoping. Because I feel like in recent games, he's tried to make something happen out of nothing. And obviously, I want to talk about that goal from Kane, Chris. Obviously, it was a lovely ping again from Bale. And not only are we seeing Bale score now, we're actually seeing him putting these lovely passes in. So again, what did you make of that Kane goal all round, really?
Harry Kane just does it time and time again, doesn't he? He's excellent finishing. Perhaps could have had a couple more goals today, but I don't know what else we can say as Tottenham fans about Harry Kane, because his finishing is just exceptional. He makes goals out of nothing, but to have Gareth Bale now making the goals for Harry Kane as well, it's just fantastic to see. And I feel very positive about today, and of course I felt very positive about Wednesday as well. And we have to take this confidence of these two games. And when you've got players like Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, Gareth Bale, Dele Alli, all of these attacking players that can score goals, you've got to go into the next game with huge confidence. And we've now got to look for that top 4 place as well.
Yeah, we've got to go hunt it. And I think that's the same with Adam said. I think with this front three, obviously, I'm guessing he's talking about Bale, Kane and Son, obviously. We can go and kill games off early and not have to worry about sitting back, because I feel like at the moment I've come under this conclusion that, okay, we know the defence isn't brilliant. I think today it was a lot better. But I think if we go out there and score more, like, we're going to be able to win the game. Do you know what I mean? If we sit back and only score 1 or 2, we know we're going to get hit in the defensive side and maybe concede more than what we should. So I think that's a good point to highlight. Obviously, because it was great to see those 3 back again. I mean, we've still got Dele waiting in the wings. What do you kind of make? Obviously, I know you've already pointed out on Sonny, and I feel like, I don't know whether it's because, I don't know, I feel like Sonny's kind of stepped off the mark slightly in his shooting abilities. What do you think? Do you think he's just trying too hard to try and get on the goal sheet?
I think Sonny's trying too hard to get in on the act, and sometimes less is more, If he gets 5 assists and 4 or 5 assists in a game and has 1 shot on target, it don't matter. You've done well today. Not everyone has to be the hero. Do you see what I mean? I want us to win. I just want us to win. I don't care who scores, how and when. I just want us to win games now. And I think sometimes, as much as I love them, I think everyone wants to be, he's their goal, so I want to have a goal. It's just, if there's a ball being played and you can see a player on and he can shoot, give it to him. Why do you need to run 35 goals a season? Just share the love, man. Share it.
Share it all.
You know what though? Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, and Gareth Bale. They've all been involved in goals today. Heung-min Son, you might think he's quiet because he didn't score, but he's still got 2 assists. Harry Kane got a goal. Gareth Bale 2 goals and assists. It doesn't matter, like you said, Anthony. It doesn't matter who's scoring or who's assisting, as long as we get the 3 points.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly that. It doesn't matter who scores as long as we get those 3 points at the end of the day. That's the main thing. And I think at the moment we've got 2 silent people in midfield that you kind of go unnoticed because they're just doing such a good job. And I think that's the likes of Højbjerg and Ndombele. Obviously, Højbjerg in recent weeks I think dipped a bit, but I've said many times I think that's because he's just been worked to the bone, having to carry this defence all the time. So, Chris, I want to come to you on the likes of Højbjerg. How do you think he performed today, and do you think he's getting back to his normal self again?
Yeah, definitely getting back to his normal self, and I've been very impressed with him all season. I think he's probably the signing of the season in the Premier League. A real leader on the pitch. I think he'll be a future captain at Tottenham Hotspur as well. Let's hope that he can go on and win trophies as captain of the club. But yeah, I think he's fantastic. He's a player that we've been missing for the last couple of seasons as well, and playing alongside Tanguy Ndombele as well, real skillful player. He's turned his career around at Spurs as well. A lot of us thought that he would end up going in the summer because Jose didn't fancy him anymore. But I think it's worked really, really well for the 2 of them, and hopefully now they can kick on and have that partnership in midfield and take it to the next level.
That's the thing. I think Højbjerg is someone we have missed, like you said. I think the only person I can kind of relate to is the likes of Wanyama, when we had him just doing that mission in the midfield. And obviously I don't know whether Ndombele's at that level of Dembele yet, but they kind of have the same mirroring, as in they're both good on their feet, they're both strong, and I think time will tell whether that is the next Wanyama and I've forgotten his name, Wanyama partnership, if that makes sense. So yeah. I want to come to you, Costa. Obviously you slightly touched on, shall we say, the deadwood of the team, and I just want to point out on Lamela, because Lamela in recent weeks has been doing okay. I still don't know whether he's able to start games, just in the sense that he'll just lose his head, I think, in most games. So I want to come to you, Costa. Do you think Lamela will start against Fulham, or do you think it's just about rotation now? Do you think we found that team squad that we need when we need to win big games?
If Lamela starts on, excuse me, on Thursday, then I just give up. because I've not seen enough. He's been there a couple of 8 years now. Yeah, he runs around a bit. Everyone goes, "Oh, he runs around." Well, I can run around for $100,000 a week. There's not. What does he do? What does he bring to the game? Yeah, all right. He squared up to Jack Wilshere 15 years ago. Like, so what? You know, I want him to be seen. I want to see him assisting. I want to see him scoring. Like today, his first touch, he gave the ball away. I'm not. All right, he's maybe a bit rusty, but I just don't get it, mate. I just don't get it. Listen, if we can sell him on next season, sell him, give the number 11 shirt back to Bale, and all well.
Be a good love story, wouldn't it?
Chris did a show. I was on Chris's show a couple of weeks ago, and the stat was Lamella's scored 16 goals in 8 years. That's two a year. And I know he's had a lot of injuries. I get it, but 16 goals in 8 years is not good enough.
That's why I was laughing when you said Eric Lamela and you said Antony. It's like, you know, want to wind Antony Costa up, just say Eric Lamela and that's it. You're done.
I'll note that.
Or the bloke behind her, or that bloke behind her, like that one behind her.
Right, I want to settle this. Right, he's in the chat right now. It's a running joke, okay? I like Winks for two things. He's Tottenham through and through, and it's just a running joke because JJ's season, right, I said I would rather marry Harry Winks than him pretty much, and it's just a running joke. So he's probably going to click that and hate what I've just said. So it's a running joke that I like Harry Winks more than him.
Would you get would you be upset if he left this season, or would you be like, I can't believe you've gone because you're Tottenham through and through?
No, the thing is with me, I feel like the last time I saw Winks play well was in the Real Madrid game where we won 3-1. That's it. After
4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Since he's changed number, he's just fallen off a cliff. And for me, like, I love Winks to bits, but I'm thinking to myself, it's about the club. I don't care if he goes at the end of the day. Like, it'd be sad to see him leave because he was one of the players I really like. But if your performance ain't there, you've got to be gone, and he's got to be gone. So. Sadly, yeah, I'd Winks would have to go for me. I just don't think it's there anymore for him. And I think but going off of that, I think there's a lot of players in our team that we need to shift out. As much as I want, say, a new centre-back to come in, and you guys probably feel the same, there's a lot of players I want to come in, but there's also a lot of players I want gone. And I think the list is endless at the moment, which is really sad to see. But to try and put a positive spin on things, I think I just want to pull up this question from Sean, where he says, Man City in the final, should we play like we did today? So I want to go to you, Chris. Do you think we should play the way today, or do you think, even though Burnley didn't really have much going for them, do you think maybe playing this way might cause us more problems, you think?
Probably. But I'll tell you what, if you know, Jose Mourinho might have his critics, but you know, he's been there, done it. He's got the T-shirt, he's won every trophy in the land. And if you want any manager to take you to a cup final or manage you in a cup final, surely it have to be Jose Mourinho, and he will know how to set up on that day. And I don't know why, you know, people might call me stupid, but I actually feel confident that we will lift the trophy at the end of this season, despite, you know, a shaky few weeks that we've had. I think it's going to be very difficult how you set up against Manchester City, but you know that's why Jose Mourinho's paid a lot of money to manage our club. You know, Manchester City are full of quality. It all depends on what players will play on the day. Be a very difficult game, but let's hope, you know, that Jose Mourinho can lift us a trophy at the end of the season, because you know we go on about stats all the time. He's won trophies everywhere he's gone in his first season. You know, his first full season at the club, and let's hope that Tottenham are not the first club where he hasn't done so.
Could you imagine it? I don't think I'll be able to live it down. But this is another question we'll come to you with, Antony, is about whether playing this final late, obviously moving it to April, has done us a world of good. Do you think now we're just managed to get these players into good form, that this could actually work really well for us?
Yeah, I do. I think if we can get some more wins under our belt, get the players' confidence up, they'll be playing more as a team. They'll get to know who they're playing with. I think it could do us a big favour. I really do. But I don't want to be seeing chopping, changing every game. Listen, no one got a knock today. Let's play the same team against Fulham. Let's get hopefully the 3 points. Let's get a nice, easy win, hopefully, on Thursday. And then move on. Just keep going. Just keep moving. Keep going. And I think City, if you go toe-to-toe with them, with the pace that we've got, it might rattle them. They might get a few more injuries. They might get a few injuries in the next couple of months, next month. So, listen, the end is in sight. I think there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think we can try. We've got the potential chance of winning the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the way that you've said that as well, because although City are high flying at the moment, you never know. We were high flying and then something came along and it completely went to pot. So who knows what the next month has in store for us? And I think it's always good to keep an open mind, because I find there's too many fans that are so narrow headed. I think at the end of the day, you've just got to keep everything on the horizon. And I think also, obviously, today, I think it's good you've mentioned as well, Antony, that you don't want it to keep seeing this chopping and changing. And I'm the same. Obviously, I think today went brilliantly. And I think come Fulham, if we see the likes of Dyer in this team sheet again, I think I will lose my head. So, Chris, I want to come to you. Well, do you think he has to keep it the same on Thursday?
Yeah, I'm with Antony. I'd love to see the same team play again, because I think that this is our best team. However, when all of the sports scientists get involved and the physios, etc., and say, well, they can't be playing, certain players can't be playing certain games on a Thursday, then a Sunday, because I think the next 3 weeks we're playing Thursdays and Sundays, 3 weeks running. So it's going to be very hard to keep that same starting 11, which is a shame. He loves Eric Dyer. Jose Mourinho absolutely loves Eric Dyer. We all know that he's tried to sign him for various clubs, he's been manager of, and he has huge admiration for Eric Dyer. A lot of fans, are not great fans of Eric Dyer, but when Jose wants him in the team, that's his choice. And I think that Jose Mourinho will make a lot of changes and choices, in particular in the Europa League as well. So it'd be interesting, but I think he loves Eric Dyer.
It's a sad truth, isn't it, really? There's not much you can do about it. And obviously, Antony, I want to come to you with this question from Adam. He says, would we rather have rotation for the Fulham or the Palace game? What are your thoughts on that? Would you rather us go strong against Fulham and maybe drop? Yeah.
I think Palace. I think you can rotate Palace. I don't think Palace are, well, again, they drew with us 1-1, but I think Fulham are a better organised team than Palace. So I think I'd stick with the same team today against Fulham, give them another little run out. And then Palace, see how we get on. Maybe rotate it, but we'll see.
That's the thing. It's like what Chris said. I think there's so many games coming up quick and fast now. It's going to be hard to try and juggle everything. And I think with you, Chris, do you feel like rotation needs to be done against Palace? Obviously, we've mentioned Fulham obviously want to keep the same. So do you think he'll try and some rotation against Palace?
I think it depends on the result, actually, Hollie, against Fulham, because if we get the 3 points against Fulham, I think he may play different players against Palace, and it all depends on injuries as well, and it depends on so many things. It's all well and good that we sit here and say, oh, we want them to play, we want them to play. Jose Mourinho is on the training pitch with them every day, and of course, as I said, the sports science guys and the physios and everyone else, for the players' welfare, they seem to get involved and give their 2 penneth and tell Jose Mourinho what they can and can't do. So it'd be interesting. But as I said earlier, if Giovanni Lo Celso's back as well, that he'll be in the frame. A lot of us want to see Dele Alli come back. If Gareth Bale's in this form, you'd like to see him play games as well. Interestingly, before you said about Carlos Vinicius, I find it very strange that Jose Mourinho don't trust him in any Premier League games. He's only Europa League. But of course, the further we go in the Europa League, will Carlos Vinicius get minutes in the Europa League? Because of course now until the end of the season, every game is a must-win game. Every game you've got to go into, believing and wanting to win it, and for that top 4 place, and of course get into that or trying to get to the final of the Europa League.
That's a good point. You mentioned that. Do you reckon maybe towards the end of the season we'll see a flip? We'll see more of Vinicius in Premier League games than we will in Europa League games?
I don't think so. I think if when Harry Kane was out injured for those few games and he didn't start, Jose clearly don't trust him in Premier League games. And like Antony said earlier, if you're not bringing on Carlos Vinicius in a game like today where you're 4-0 up and you're cruising and you think you're going to get goal after goal after goal, he clearly doesn't trust him in these Premier League matches. So I can't see him getting a lot of game time from now until the end of the season, no.
No, that's true. I like that you've mentioned that, because that is true. I mean, you'd think today would be the prime example to get him some confidence in the Premier League, and we just haven't seen it. And I know it's slightly going off topic, but Antony, I just want to point out the likes of Dane Scarlett. I mean, we saw him in the Wolfsburger game, and for me, obviously, with Vinny not necessarily being trusted, do you think there's maybe room for Dane Scarlett maybe making an appearance once or twice in the Prem?
Yeah, I mean, like today would have been good for him if he was on the bench to come on last 10 minutes. What he could, what could he have done? he could have done something good. You know what I mean? An assist or even nick a goal. But you know, we're playing Scarlett. He's young. We've got to embed him in. We can't be start saying he's 16 years old. Let's let the boy play his football and not like, you know, he's one of our own. He's one of our own after like, you know, doing a good throw in. Do you know what I'm saying? Just let him enjoy his football, and just I'm sure he's going to come good very, very soon. But if Carlos Vinicius ain't playing in the Prem, I can't see him staying next season. I can't.
No, it is true. If we haven't utilised him now, when will we? And I think it's a good point that both of you have kind of made. Like, how long are we going to wait? I mean, we've waited so long for Bale, and luckily for us, it's starting to come good again. But with the likes of Vinny, we were happy he came in because we needed a striker to step up when the likes of Harry Kane was injured. And we really wanted that, and it just hasn't really seemed to work out. So I do agree with you. I think if we don't start seeing him, I think he will be gone. But again, it was another great win today. Obviously, the sun's shining. It's all boosted our confidence. I mean, not going to lie, the last couple of weeks have been pretty rough. But at least today we were able to talk about a win. So I think I'm going to wrap it all up. I just want to say thanks to you guys for joining me today. Obviously, Chris, where can we all find you with your content?
Thank you very much. Run a YouTube channel called Tottenham Fan Chris Cowlin, where I do match previews, talking to fans, all sorts of stuff on there. So, yeah, anything Tottenham Hotspur you will find on that channel.
It's a great show.
It is. I love it. It is a good one. And thanks again for coming on to my show. I mean, I'm still trying to get used to hosting it, but I really appreciate you guys coming on and helping me. And obviously,
doing well, Hollie.
Thank you. Just got to try and keep it moving, sort of thing. But Costa, thanks again for coming on. Obviously, I've known you for a little while now, but I appreciate you for coming on. So, if you want to let everybody know, obviously, you said about your Clubhouse. Is there anything else you want to sort of say?
So Clubhouse now is a new platform. So come on, enjoy it. I want to build the Spurs family. Today was our first one. It went down a storm. Went down really, really well. And yeah, get your comments and your banter and your debates. Let's go.
Nah, lovely stuff, guys. And I just want to say thanks again for you two for joining me. And hopefully against Fulham, we'll be happy again. But thank you very much. I'll see you all soon.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.